The first thing was with Ohio State. They had their first spring practice open up today, and as Buckeye Huddle, actually another not related here at all. They just have a similar name, but they put out some video of what was going on at practices, and I was looking up so many numbers of so many different players, but one player in particular that caught my eye was Legend Bey, the wide receiver running back hybrid for Ohio State. His athleticism and burst, I think he will be ready day one to play for Ohio State. I'm not saying he's going to start. I'm not saying that he's going to be a huge contributor or anything like that, but I do think that his athleticism, his burst that I saw in day one of practice, he stuck out, and he will possibly have an opportunity. Bo Jackson and Isaiah West, the presumed starters for this team, are not in spring practice right now, so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens here. Zach, what are your thoughts on Legend Bey, the Ohio State freshman, sticking out?
Well, there's been a lot of hype around this kid ever since he committed, and there's a reason why when he flipped to Tennessee, and by flipped I mean his family forced him to.
Yeah.
There was a lot of
rumors
angst
that they forged the signature.
Yeah, but there was a lot of angst from Ohio State fans, not just because of the saga, but it was like this kid is probably could be their best home run hitter. And I think you look back to a couple years ago when they had Trey Henderson and Quinshon Judkins. What made them so effective is they had a hammer and they had thunder and lightning at running back. I think Bo Jackson has some of that electric speed, but I would argue he's more of a long strider than he is twitchy. And they need someone that's more twitchy in that backfield. And the X factor with Legend Bey, Ryan Day compared him to Xavier Johnson today, which Xavier Johnson, he was a former walk-on, but his skill set enabled him to be a tweener where he could go in and have really good pass routes from the running back position. He could go into the slot. He was just a matchup problem at that position. And now you've got someone who is, I think, far more athletic than Xavier Johnson, potentially being in that. That being said, pump the brakes. I'm just going to say pump the brakes.
I don't think it's too much to say that he sparked. I'm not saying he's going to be a starter. I'm not saying that he's going to be the star of the offense or anything like that, but
well, and I'm not telling you necessarily to pump the brakes.
Oh, okay.
But Ohio State fans, maybe I am telling you to pump the brakes, but I'm especially telling Ohio State fans, Legend Bey is going to be amazing. He's like the next Ezekiel Elliott. Don't do that. He was a high school quarterback. Now he's learning two positions. There's part of the video that I saw, he's about to do a running back drill, and Carlos Lachlan is, I'm presuming he was telling him, here's how you hold the ball as a running back.
Yeah.
So just realize he just has a long way to go. The guys at Buckeye Talk mentioned that on their show as well. I want to give them props. But he's raw. Mm-hmm. But the talent is tantalizing. So I think I agree with you. I think if he gets like 3 touches against Texas, that might be 2 more than I expect. But I think against USC, you're talking maybe at least 5 to 10 touches a game.
In high school, he rushed for over 4,000 or about 4,000 yards on the ground and 57 touchdowns on the ground, all by himself. I mean, pretty incredible. He was the number 6 athlete in the nation. He's going to be a multi-purpose guy, backfield, wide out, like you said, Xavier Johnson type of guy. Even got compared to Curtis Samuel for Ohio State back, in the Urban Meyer era and stuff like that. If he's going to make an impact in year one, I think it could be on special teams. I think we could see him with a big punt return, maybe a big kick return. I mean, as long as he is able to take care of the football, as long as he's able to catch it and be reliable in that area, I think Ohio State is going to put more of an emphasis on special teams with hiring the Illinois special teams coordinator Robbie Disher. Sounds like they're going to put more of an emphasis on special teams. And if you're going to do that, why not put the ball in the hand of your most electric player, which is probably Legend Bey? I mean, maybe there's somebody else, maybe one of these wide receivers that we didn't see last year has some more electricity to him. I would have thought maybe Mylan Graham would have been that guy, but he's gone off to Notre Dame. So, this Legend Bey, he might be the most electric player on this team.
Yeah, I think there is real potential. I get, and injuries derailed his career, but I get like freshman Dontre Wilson vibes. And like I felt like as a freshman, Dontre Wilson is back in 2013. I thought that kid was going to be a stud, and he would have been, but injuries just destroyed him. And I think Legend Bey could have that same type of wiggle, athleticism. So excited to see what he can do for sure.
And sometimes getting guys like Legend Bey, getting a guy like, Dontre Wilson, Curtis Samuel. I mean, Curtis Samuel carved out an area for him in the offense. Xavier Johnson carved out a pretty good area for him in the offense, but it can be difficult at times to try and get these guys maybe as involved as you think they should be, just because they are so electric and they do have so much athleticism to them. But if he's able to have some of a pseudo Travion Henderson role, maybe some more pass catching rather than running the ball. But I mean, still running the ball, it's not like Travion Henderson was bad at, catching the ball. Look at the screen pass in the Texas game. But if he can have some of that, I think I like for this, this Legend Bey to make an impact on this team this year.
Yeah. I think it's a fair thought, I think.
Yeah. So anything else on Legend Bey?
No, I think we covered it.
Anything else on the Ohio State spring practice or anything?
No, it's day one. It's, everybody will get hyped up, and then fall camp will happen and be like, oh, these are the starters.
I saw somebody posted a video of the tight ends, and they were like, oh no, not the tight ends. Don't throw the ball to the tight ends.
Yeah. We have an offense that is exclusively 11 tight ends.
Even the center and the quarterback.
Yeah.
Tight ends.
Yeah.
I agree with Philip. Naming your kid Legend, it's a bit of pressure. I think his real name is Legend. I think that's actually his name.
Yeah.
Like Bo Jackson, his first name is not actually Bo. Do you know what his first name is?
It's Lamar, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is like, what are you doing? Although Lamar Jackson wasn't a thing.
I don't think he was a thing when he was born. So you put the middle name in there of like, oh, Bo Jackson, that's a fun middle name. And you're like, oh, Lamar Jackson, it'll be fine.
Correction, it was not fine.
He's just an MVP quarterback in the NFL. So
yeah. And then you have Gus Johnson just saying it all the time. Lamar, Bo, Jackson. It's like, dude, just chill. Okay. Yeah. Don't stop. Now just wait until Gus gets a hold of Legend. It's like, we got the Legend. It's like, Gus, stop. Just stop.
Yeah. It does kind of sound like a body of water though. The Legend Bey.
I like that.